Hey everybody, it's me, Tuniscia O, and welcome to Tea with Tuniscia O, where I am a transformational coach, keynote speaker, and corporate trainer supporting you with building wealth through forgiveness. Today, we are live at Bowie State University, and you know, baby girl, beautiful Taylah and Jada are here today, and they are going to talk to us about parents and forgiving parents. So parents, they're talking to you about forgiveness. Take a deep breath and let's dive in. All right.
So, what's the question? So, the question I would ask is, what is something that you guys would think you would need to forgive your parents for?
And please speak up.
Yeah, I'm a little sick and congested, so my voice is...
With me and my mom, we had a really rough start to our relationship. So we didn't really get along a lot, and she didn't realize how some of the things she would say, she could speak freely and I couldn't without, the fear of disrespecting her or hurting her feelings. So things she would say, they would hurt me, but I couldn't even tell her. And so it took a while. It took a while for me to first forgive her for myself and know that she doesn't mean it to hurt me. She doesn't, I don't know if she understands how the things that she says affects me.
Give me an example. Something that sticks out. It's okay, baby. You're not alone.
Well, I'm just gonna give a light one. just
whatever comes to your heart, my love. Because in all honesty, this is how we free ourselves. And if you feel that, other people feel that.
So I've dealt with a lot of insecurity about my weight, and sometimes she made comments about the clothes that I put on, and it would just really strike a nerve when she say certain things, even though she was telling me so I didn't look a mess, but just the way she would say it, her delivery just wasn't right, and so it would really hurt, and it kind of it stuck with me and kind of heightened my insecurities. And it took a minute for me to really know that she doesn't mean it she didn't mean it like that. She was just trying to make sure I don't go out here looking a mess in what I put on, and just just make sure I don't look a mess. It's just the way she said it. So I had to forgive her first inside, and then talk to her about it years later and let her know how it felt.
How did the conversation go?
I could tell that she felt really bad for what she was saying, but my mom, she's kind of like me. We don't really speak on our emotions that often, so it's kind of hard for her to she never really said I'm sorry, because she doesn't, I don't know if she just doesn't really want to admit that, but we talked about it, and she acknowledged that it hurt my feelings. I mean, it was better than nothing, so.
How do you feel you are now? Is the relationship where you desire it to be?
It could be better. Sometimes we still deal with the fear of disrespecting one another. She has grown to hold her tongue back a little more and really think about what she's saying before she says it, but sometimes we still go, sometimes our heads still butt on certain things.
What advice would you give to parents when it comes to communicating with your children? Because I can see that you're talking to us about something surface level, which is okay, and there are obviously deeper things that have hurt you to the core. But what would you say to parents? If you could speak to your mother or to another parent, what advice would you give them with the words or how they speak? What would you say?
Word choice is really important. Even if you're gonna go to your child, I feel like you should take some time to really think about what you're gonna say, how you're gonna say it, and how it's gonna affect them, even right now and even in the future. Because some things you stick with that child for a long time, and affects what they do and how they act in certain instances. So I think really thinking about what you're gonna say before you say it, it goes both ways, not just with a child.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Jada?
Yeah.
Shri, what question do you have for Jada?
I don't know, because that was a good one. Okay, Jada, what is something, we're talking about parents.
Yes. And Jada picked the topic, so we definitely go. Oh, I picked it, but she definitely held it to that.
I know, because my question was leading away from parents. I guess I would just keep the same question then.
Okay. Well, I'd say honestly, same thing with Taylor. With my mom, we weren't as close at first. I wasn't really close to my mom or dad. I wasn't a mommy's girl or a daddy's girl. And I feel like recently they've gone through their divorce, and you try to try not to pick sides and stuff like that. You try to see everybody, everybody's hurting or whatever. So I feel like it's brought us closer in a way, because she hasn't I used to like pick up on things of her, you know, maybe treating me in a certain way because, you know, she feels as if she can't express her emotions. So it was hard for me to understand that as a child. And as I grew older, I realized, you know, we're kind of going through the same things in a way. She's suffering, I'm suffering, but just in different ways.
Yes.
So I feel like even recently, like we would have talks and I could see like, you know, she's trying to express herself to me in the best way possible that I can understand. And it's like, you can still have it on a parent and child level. It doesn't have to be like, you know, like your friends.
Right.
But sometimes it doesn't have to be so formal.
I love it.
You know, you can just like, you know, take the tone down, you know, in a calm setting and just like speak your mind.
Yes.
As if you're talking to a friend, but still, you know.
Your mother.
Yes, that's still your mom.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's helped us, you know, get together, you know, more and talk to each other all the time. She calls me at least maybe like 5 times a week. We talk every day.
I love it.
But yeah, so we check up on each other. We pretty much talk very much freely than what we did before.
That's so
Yeah.
good. I love that.
I love that. Shvi, what are some of the things, because of course you and I have gone through an entire
That's
journey.
what I was gonna say.
Yes.
So I of course had to forgive my mother and my father.
That's
too.
me.
People look at our relationship now and they see like the best friend type of relationship, but they don't see like everything that we went through. I was a disrespectful child. I was rebellious. Anything you can think of which you would look at a child not to do, I did it. Everything she told me not to do, I did it. But it was a matter of my dad already not being there. So I'm like, okay, I don't have my dad. Am I gonna risk losing my mom too? And that was the biggest thing for me. I'm like, okay, I already don't have one parent. I can't lose another. So that made me fix myself. And then we're also watching her forgive herself and forgive us, allow me to forgive myself and then forgive her as well. So I would say parents, and I like the comment that you made, because sometimes when I sit down and talk to my mom, I say, Ma, I don't need you to be a mom right now. I need you to be a friend. And I always say that because parents, you have to take yourself out of mommy mode. And a lot of parents always think that being a parent, you're better than the child. But in all honesty, you're not. Because in God's eyes, we're all children. In my eyes, I just see a parent being a mentor to the child until the child gets old enough to do things on their own way. So your parents, you're no better than the child. Sometimes you need to be taking advice from your child. And vice versa for the child taking advice from the parent. So we're all here to help each other. And I think if parents would get off the mindset of, I'm better than, I know more, or, you know, just that control mindset and just living freely and understanding that you too have been hurt. You too have been in the same position that your child is in. So understanding that and coming down to their level and saying, look, I've been where you are, let me help you. And maybe that will be the key to freeing the parent.
Right.
Like that may be their forgiveness, is watching their child and say, wow, I still haven't healed from when I was in her age dealing with that same exact pain.
That's good.
So I would say, parents, forgive yourselves, forgive your children, and mentor your children in a way that you would want to be mentored, in a loving way, in an accepting way. And remember to always sometimes take yourself out of mommy and daddy mode and come into friend mode, come into mentor mode.
That's good.
Come into best friend mode. Whatever it is that your child needs, every season requires a different version of yourself, meaning every season your daughter or son doesn't need a mommy. Some seasons they just need a best friend. Some
Yes.
seasons they just need someone to talk to. You know, that's it. So just understanding that you have to know what season you're in and then switching to see who you need to be for your child in that season.
That's so good. So I'm gonna put it here. So parents, translation, every moment isn't a teachable moment. We don't have to take every moment when our children are talking to us to make that a teachable moment. Sometimes we just can be present in the moment to hear, listen, and just be. We may have the answer, but sometimes it's okay to know that you can come back the next day to talk about whatever that is. But in that moment, let's shh and hear our children, because we all know we want to be the friend, because some of those friends, you don't want them talking to them. From my family to yours, I love you guys. Thank you, beautiful ladies, for joining us. And we will see you soon. Ciao.